This is the life and final resting place of Reginald J. Mitchell, the father of the Spitfire. Mitchell was the visionary behind this iconic Spitfire. He believed in speed, in elegance, in pushing the boundaries of aviation. He poured his heart and soul into the Spitfire, creating its distinctive elliptical wings and its raw power. So let's go back where his life started and then where it ended. Reginald Mitchell was born on the 20th of May 1895 at 115 Congleton Road, Butts Lane, Stoke-on-Trent, England. He was the second eldest of 5 children and the eldest of 3 brothers. Now, from Butts Lane, his family moved to better surroundings in the suburbs of Normacott, located in the south end of the city. From the age of 8, he attended Queensbury Road High Elementary School. Then from the age of 11, Mitchell went to a grammar school called Hanley High School, where he excelled in mathematics. It was also here he developed an interest in making and flying model aircraft. In 1911, after leaving school at the age of 16, he worked as an apprentice for Kerr Stewart & Co., a railway engineering works. After completing his apprenticeship, he worked in the drawing office of Kerr & Stewart, while studying engineering and mathematics at a local technical college, where he displayed a tremendous talent for mathematics. After leaving Kerr Stewart in 1916, aged 21, Mitchell worked for a period as a part-time teacher. He applied to join the armed forces on 2 occasions, but was rejected both times because of his talent in engineering. Then in 1917, aged 22, he joined the Supermarine Aviation Works at Woolston, Southampton, as a personal assistant to the company director Herbert Scott Payne. In 1918, he married Florence Dayson. She was a headmistress of a children's school. They ended up having 1 son. They first lived in 65 Radstock Road, Woolston, Southampton. In 1919, he was appointed chief designer. Then in 1920, he became chief engineer. 1927, onto technical director. In 1927, with his wife Florence and his son Gordon, they moved to 2 Russell Place in Highfield, Southampton, a house Mitchell designed and had built himself. And this house still stands today. From 1920 to 1936, he designed 24 types of plane, ranging from light aircraft and fighters to flying boats and bombers. Supermarine was primarily a manufacturer of flying boats, and many of Mitchell's earliest designs were in this category, including the S-Series, which won the biannual Schneider Trophy for the Great Britain team 3 times in succession from 1927 to 1931. The final plane in this series was the S6B, which won the 1931 race, thus winning the Schneider Trophy outright, and later broke the world airspeed record. 1933, Mitchell fell ill and underwent treatment to have a permanent colostomy to treat rectal cancer, which left him permanently disabled. Despite his illness, he continued to work on the Spitfire, which Mitchell is best remembered for. Also, the 4-engine bomber, the Type 317. On designing the Spitfire fighter plane, which he developed between 1934 and 1936, the first prototype Spitfire flew in March 1936 at Eastleigh Airport and was judged an immediate success. So much so that the RAF immediately ordered 310, and by the end of World War II, almost 23,000 Spitfires had been built. They have been credited with enabling the RAF to gain mastery of the skies, particularly during the early years of the war, thus saving Great Britain from invasion. In 1936, Mitchell once again was diagnosed with cancer. Early the following year, he was forced to give up work. In his absence, his assistant Harold Payne led the design team at Supermarine. Mitchell flew to Vienna for specialist treatment and remained there for 1 month, but on returning home after his treatment, it proved to be ineffective. Sadly, Mitchell never saw his creation take to the skies in wartime, robbed of the chance to witness the Spitfire's legendary role in the Battle of Britain in 1939. He did witness the Spitfire Mark I take off from what is now Eastleigh Airport on its test flight, which we know was very successful. Sadly, Mitchell died at home in Highfield, Southampton on the 11th of June 1937 at the age of 42. But Mitchell's legacy did live on in his right-hand man, Joseph Smith, who eventually stepped into the role of chief designer at Supermarine. He carried the torch, guiding the Spitfire through the years of continuous development from the Mark II to the Mark 24, but he did have a hand in the design of the Mark I also. I had a look about for Mitchell's grave earlier on, and I did find it. And we're just here, right by the entrance. Literally right by the entrance it is. I'll just spin you around and we'll have a look. That's his grave right there. His wife Florence is also buried here as well. It's not that far from the entrance. The entrance is just there. And just over where those buildings are over there, believe it or not, is where his one of his aircraft hangars were actually on the airport. They built a motorway there now, right the way through it. But it's just over there, as is the airport. And this is his grave here. It reads, "In loving memory of Ronald J. Mitchell, CBE. At rest, 11th of June 1937. Also of Florence, his beloved wife, who passed away 3rd of January 1946. Now I do believe she had moved back to Stoke-on-Trent, but on her death she came back here to be buried with Reginald. And I've bought myself a little trinket, so there we go, Reginald, that's for you. Little Spitfire, that's for you. And looks like someone else has bought one here too, look. Just there. Oh, and another little one there, look at that. Another little one just there. I can hear the planes taking off over at the airport now. That's how close we are. The airport's literally just over there. It's just over there, the end of the runway, and the motorway goes through it as well. And I do believe there's a little deer just running through the cemetery there. Look, a couple of little deers. There you go. Well, Reginald, may you rest in peace, and thank you for everything that you did for us. Had it not been for your original design, who knows what would have happened during the war. Do give us some likes, and most certainly give us some comments. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the video. Now all that's left for me to say is I bid you farewell.